Joining us now is Garry Cobb, former NFL linebacker for the Lions, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and current Republican candidate for Congress from the 1st Congressional District in the state where I live, New Jersey. Garry, welcome, sir.
My pleasure. Glad being with you, Steve.
Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you. All right, first question. One of two. It's either what's making you want to run for Congress, but I'll ask you this one. How'd you become a Republican? Were you always a Republican?
Well, I didn't realize I was a Republican. You know, I grew up as a kid. I was born down in North Carolina and came up. We moved north, big family. And during that time, that was during the 60s, and Lyndon Baines Johnson was putting in his Eliminate Poverty program. Well, I saw my cousins, I saw them get on the program. When they would come to our house, my mom and dad would tell them, look, you know, my dad would show them the door. He said a man belongs with his home because belongs with his family, because he felt that you know, they shouldn't go that way, because in order to get on the program, the man had to leave the home. And this was during the 60s. And we saw what happened during that time. Unfortunately, my cousins, I got some cousins that are in jail, not doing too well. All my brothers and sisters have gone to college. I've got an older sister who went to Dartmouth, an older brother went to Dartmouth. I've got a little brother went to Cornell, aerospace engineer. I've got a little sister went to University of Connecticut. All my brothers and sisters went to college. I went to USC and, of course, played football and everything. But the reason that we were able to have some success is because our dad was there. There was discipline in the home. We started out poor. I mean, as a kid, I can remember eating mayonnaise sandwiches, ketchup sandwiches, and drinking sugar water. But we were able to go on and do better than our parents. And that's what my parents dreamed of. And they are enjoying our success. Unfortunately, my cousins went the other way. This was an incentive for the man to leave the home, and it's destroyed African-American families throughout the country. And I didn't realize it, but as I started thinking about it and growing up, because as a kid going to college, you know, I was all into the Democratic Party and everything. Then I started realizing they helped destroy our communities, and we're celebrating electing these people. And one of the towns in our area, Camden, is still suffering. I want to put an end to this. I want effective government. When government gets involved in certain things, they have no business getting involved. How they could make an incentive to get a family to break up, you know, it's terrible. And African-American communities throughout the country are doing horribly under Democratic-run cities. And that's why I want to put an end to it.
And Garry, can you resonate, though? Can you resonate with the African-American community, the minority community in the district? You have a lot of people there, as you mentioned, Camden and some of the other cities in your district. Can you overcome the unfortunate, horrifically, what I believe, racist label that many will put on you, Uncle Tom, not with the cause, this nonsense, this racism that's acceptable, unfortunately?
Without a doubt, I can resonate, because I've been volunteering. I've been working as an assistant chaplain in what's called, in Philadelphia, it's called the Youth Study Center. It's really the Youth Detention Center. And I go in and work with the young men. I've been doing volunteer work and working in Camden, talking to the youngsters, trying to give them motivation to stay in school. And I've been doing that for the last 20 years. So I've given of myself. I did it when there was, quote unquote, nothing to gain necessarily for me, but it's just the way I feel. And I wasn't looking to get involved in politics, but I think it's something I need to do, because here in our area, we've got a Norcross family that is benefiting from the poverty of Camden with crony capitalism. They've enriched themselves on the back of the poor in Camden, and I'm tired of it. A lot of other people in the area are tired of it, and we're going to put an end to it by beating them in this election coming up.
All right. What's your take on Barack Obama? How has he been for the African-American community in this country so far after 6 years?
Well, he's pretty much continued with all of the Democratic programs. If anything, he's heightened them. And you can see that the African Americans aren't doing well. I mean, you talk about the whole thing with minimum wage. Minimum wage goes after young African American kids because it doesn't let them in the workforce. And we've already got a huge unemployment rate with the African American kids. So we want to put an end to that. We want to make it where Barack Obama, we celebrate the fact that he became president. I'm not going to just say that I didn't say, well, wow, that's quite an accomplishment. But he hasn't really done anything for the African American community in that time. I don't think.
Gary, has he failed the African American community in this time?
Well, look at Chicago. Look at Chicago and all the killings that are going on. Rahm Emanuel, his guy is there running Chicago. Has Chicago improved? No. You know, the African American kids, I want to see
education, Gary, education too.
Education, just horrible when it comes to education. And that's another thing that I want to see kids get a chance to get an education, because that's the door out of poverty. And see a lot of these programs where somebody's able to sit and see, not see their mom get up every day and go out to work. What that does is that trains them. It eliminates and reduces their work ethic. And the worst thing you can do to anybody is to erode their work ethic.
Absolutely, a culture of dependency. So would you say that Barack Obama has failed the African American community, or that someone else could do better for the African American community?
Without a doubt. I think we have to do better. We've got to do much better than that. And I don't think he's done a good job.